My name's Angus Pryor. I'm the founder and CEO of Dental Marketing Solutions. I've been involved in the dental industry for coming up to about 10 years now, after an extended period in the private sector, particularly dealing with healthcare professionals. I counted up recently, believe it or not, during this time I've done more than 10,000 hours of consulting with dentists in Australia and internationally. Fortunately, on top of that, we've also won a bunch of awards. And I guess what that means is that we're able to demonstrate to people that we've, in many cases, tried and failed. One of the challenges in marketing is that because you're dealing with human psychology, I look at marketing as being sort of part science and part art. And as a result of that tenure, there's many times where potential clients come to us and say, we'd like to do this, and we're open to ideas, but in many cases we're going to say, you know what, we've tried that in these different situations and it didn't work. This is what we found actually works better. In dentistry, the levels of competition are at an all-time high. For more than a decade now, the number of practicing dentists has increased at a rate 2.5 times faster than the Australian population's grown. On top of that, dental is kind of a technical industry, isn't it? Joe Public doesn't really understand what dentists do or what makes one dentist better than another dentist. For these two reasons, if dentists are serious about growing their business, they need to take marketing seriously. They need to find a way to stand out from the crowd and have the same message repeated over and over again. We're engaged by a provider of orthodontic education to dentists to see if they could share their services with more dentists in Australia. And indeed, at the time that we're engaged, we did some research, and realistically, orthodontics is probably the hottest property in dentistry in Australia. The demand, the interest from consumers is at an all-time high. What we found when we did the research originally is that it was a fairly fragmented market, the education provided to dentists. Many dentists were actually actively scared away from providing orthodontic services during their undergraduate degrees. But there was a great opportunity to really provide some real personality and position as an authority, Dr. Jeff Hall and the OrthoEd Institute. For the dental industry, the Australian Dental Association's got a role in, talking up the importance of dentistry, more now than ever. There's evidence that oral health leads to systemic health, and I would say this is a message that's not well understood in the local community. But for individual dental practices themselves, because of this increase in competition, because of the perception from many patients that it's just a commodity, one's the same as the rest, the real key message here is about taking their marketing seriously if they want to grow their business. And that means being consistent, and it also means having a nice strong message which stands out from the crowd. For specialists in the dental sphere, it's fair to say that things are not getting easier. One of the macro trends in dentistry, perhaps unlike some of the other healthcare professions, is that general practitioner dentists are referring out less work than they did. They're doing more implants in-house, more wisdom teeth, whatever, even orthodontics. And the question is, for the dental specialists, what can they do to be growing their practices? Now, there are a couple of options. Because it is a heavily referral-based business, then sort of not taking your referrers for granted, lots of education, constantly engaging them, because really referring practice is gold. That's the first thing. The second thing for specialists in the dental field may be a bit confronting, but here's the reality. You've really only got two other choices. You either market direct to consumers, and in some cases that's what specialists are doing, or you can expand the scope of your practice and set yourself up more about educating general dentists. The reality is there are only three choices. You either have more people referring, you go direct to consumer, or you build the sort of educational part of your business, which is educating general dentists, and they're paying you to up-level their skills. Winning the award for the Australian Dental Industry Association for marketing in 2020 and now 2023 has had a big impact for us. You know, in some ways, like dentistry, marketing can be looked at as being a commodity. It's kind of technical, you know, it's a little bit vague, it's about human psychology. And what that all means is, like dentistry, for someone who doesn't know about it, they go, well, how do I know who's good or not? Receiving that award is some social proof to say, well, these guys must know something because an independent body of their peers has assessed them and said, all right, well, these guys are worthy of the award. And so for us, it becomes another brick in the wall, another way to say, yep, maybe we actually know what we're talking about. And certainly it's been good in terms of building our business.